Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com with a little movie review. This one's been on Disney Plus for a week or two as I'm recording this, and the film we're going to look at today is Hamilton. Please, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy movie reviews and TV drama reviews, I'm based in the UK and I do those, and information vlogs as well of what's coming out on DVD to buy, and hopefully very, very soon, fingers crossed, what's coming out at the cinema as the cinemas start to reopen again. So please push that subscribe button, push the bell notification, please tell your friends about these little reviews if you enjoy them. Anyway, I'll try and put a little bit of my slant on it, a little bit of humour on these reviews as and when I do them. Yes, Hamilton. So we're talking musical theatre, aren't we? So you know me, I like most genres of film and TV drama anyway, but musical theatre is one of my favourites from being a very young boy, when my mother used to take me to the local community centre, which is like a little place for the used to do plays and musicals and pantomimes here in the UK, and obviously she used to take me to all the musical films on at the cinema. So I've great love for musical theatre and musicals in general, whether it's these where you sing all the way through, or those where there's songs intermittent with their speaking. It doesn't bother me, I enjoy them all. Yes, and Hamilton, it's 12 rating, 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is long, but that's normal for a musical production. And obviously it's not a reworking of a Broadway musical. It's actually a taping of a Broadway musical. This has been released. It was actually planned for October 2021 originally to be aired, but obviously because of this COVID thing, it's come out a lot earlier. It's actually made up of 3 recordings he did at the 2015 Broadway musical version. There's also little things cut into it as well that you probably won't notice as you're watching it that were done specially for it, but obviously that's how they put the thing together. It was inspired by a 2004 biography, Alexander Hamilton, by Ron Chernow, directed and produced by Thomas Kail, and produced, written and composed by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Miranda also stars as the first Treasury Secretary and founding father, Alexander Hamilton, along with the musical's original principal Broadway cast. So that's what you get for your money. So it'll be interesting if it ever does get to film and get a proper big screen version like Les Mis and Phantom, etc., etc. It's divided into 2 acts. It depicts the life and career of Alexander Hamilton, better known for you over in the US. Obviously, here in the UK, he's not overly known, to be honest with you. He's not someone, the name rang a bell, but it's not someone we were taught about in history, etc., etc. Alexander Hamilton was an orphaned immigrant from the Caribbean island of Nevis, or the Caribbean island of Nevis, obviously that's the way it's pronounced these days. The first act covers Hamilton's arrival in New York City in 1776, a very significant date, and his work as aide-de-camp to General George Washington during the American Revolution. And the second act covers post-war, so post-revolution, when he kicked us out, and work as the first Secretary of the Treasury of the United States. So there you go. So yeah, it was shot at Richard Rogers Theatre in Midtown Manhattan. So obviously that's where it was actually shown and shot, and where they did it. Is it any good? Well, it's getting a lot of positivity from the critics, etc. I mean, review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, it holds an approval rating, believe it or not. Who sat down for this one? Critical approval. This is a positivity rating. Obviously, this is not 99% score, but it holds a positive rating of 99%. So 99% of the critics scored it 6 or more, which is a positive rating, with an average rating of 9.2 out of 10. That's pretty high based on 165 reviews, and Rotten Tomatoes give it 163 fresh and 2 rotten, so a couple of people didn't like it. The audience pretty much agree with it. They've got a 91% positivity rating based on 1,321 reviews, and the site's critics consensus reads, look around at how beautifully Hamilton shines beyond Broadway, and at how marvellously Thomas Kail captures the stage show's infectious energy. Metacritic, the Metacritic site, it's got a weighted average, again very high, 90 out of 100. That's based on 42 critics, all of whom were positive. There's not a single critic that wasn't positive about this film, and it gets an average of 6.3 out of 10, which isn't as good, but that's based on all the Metacritic users, etc. Films Ben Pearson wrote on the July the 3rd, 2020. He gave it 7 out of 10, and he wrote, "Most of the time, attaching visuals to these songs I know so well enhanced my experience, because actually seeing the performers chest heaving and sweaty from performing choreography while singing gave me a newfound appreciation for the disembodied voices that are being branded into my brain, but occasionally a lighting or camera choice actually lessened my enjoyment of a song." So he gave it 7 out of 10. He wasn't totally enamoured, but Helen OHara from the Empire gave it 10 out of 10 on June the 30th. And wrote, "Entertaining, energetic and unfailingly smart. This is theatre at the highest level, performed by a cast without a weak link. You can't say no to this." So high praise indeed. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, You and Me, 8.9 out of 10. So again, a lot of 10 out of 10s when I've been looking through the reviews. That's based on over 27,000 people have actually bothered putting a score or a review in. And some of the comments, I'll just have a little comment on all of these comments as I go through. A revolution in musicals. I mean, there's a revolution in it. I wouldn't say it was a revolution in musicals, to be honest with you. Hugely entertaining and educational. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, if this is educational. You want to watch some documentaries and read some books. I mean, I have no idea what's supposed to be educational about this musical theatre production. It's entertainment at the end of the day. A true masterpiece, yeah, a lot of people are going along with that. And then obviously you get the dissenters. How is it rated so well by others? So questioning why it's getting such high reviews. It's progressive. That's literally the only reason people are hyping it so bad. So there's another person who obviously wasn't overly enamoured with it. And obviously reaching my point early on, or answering my point a little earlier. Zero historical value. Well, I don't watch a film or a musical to be historically educated. I can watch documentaries and read books for that. I just go to be entertained, but I can see the point. And the last comment is something I'm gonna I'm gonna give away my little thoughts on this. Good, but not equal to the hype. Yeah, so I partly agree with that. So my little look at it, movie game nostalgia. I've already said it, haven't I? Yeah, I'm a fan of musical theatre, and yes, I'll even say I did enjoy Cats that came out this year, that everyone absolutely panned, and I once I got through the first 15-20 minutes, it totally grew on me, and I did enjoy Cats. I thought it was excellent. I mean, it got a good score off me anyway. I sort of bucked the trend, so if you want to turn off now because you thought Cats was awful, then fair enough. But I enjoyed the screen version of Cats, as I enjoyed the musical theatre production of Cats. Yeah, so I'll just give you a basis. There's a basis like in Cats, but there you go. Further to that, just to give you a list. My current, if I had to put, I mean, I like a lot of musicals, the older ones as well, not just the new ones, but the older Rodgers and Hammerstein and all the Disney ones, all the Olivers and stuff like that, and everything like that. But if I had to put my current theatre ones in order of what still shows now and is reproduced, etc, etc, I'd have to put Wicked at number 1. I'd have to put Les Mis at number 2, and Les Mis was number 1 for a long time, and I'd have to put Phantom of the Opera at number 3. So that's my sort of credentials of what sort of I like, to give you an idea of what I'm thinking or where I'm coming from. So yeah, this is added to my list of okay musicals. I mean, this is something I will listen to again, or perhaps catch odd songs, etc. But I've only watched it once. Now, this is the thing with musicals. Wicked didn't get up to number 1 on my list without watching it 3, 4, 5 times. Once I'd listened and watched it 3, 4, 5 times, Wicked got up there at number 1. It wasn't number 1 when I first watched it or first listened to it. So there's always a potential, but having watched this once and knowing me and knowing you, knowing me, yeah, I can't see it ousting any of those 3 as my all-time classics, to be honest with you. But it'll be up there certainly in the top 10 or 15. I mean, it's probably up there with something like, say, a Miss Saigon, which I do like, but isn't one of my best. If someone said, yeah, you can take 10 films away to a desert island with you that's got electricity. So yeah, so this might do it. This might grow in as I listen to it more, as I say, I don't really have the inclination to go out and watch it or listen to it again, particularly just at the moment, but I might do in a month or two while I'm doing other things. So, and I say it might slowly grow on me. Yeah, there's a lot of hype, and certainly not as much hype in the UK, I don't think, as there has been outside the UK, in the US, etc. And it is a great cast. I mean, there's great, obviously a lot of faces I'm not familiar with, but it is a great, obviously, mainly Broadway cast, I assume. I don't know, maybe a couple of English. I don't know if there's an English guy who plays the King George. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. That was quite funny and one of my favourite characters. But yeah, there's a great cast. And there's some great little tunes, quite modern, but I wouldn't say it was, groundbreakingly modern compared to other things. It's got that feel of other musicals I've listened to. It's a mix from different musicals, from one from the other. But there's no real knockout numbers. There's nothing that sort of, grabs you and sort of has an effect on you. I mean, Les Mis, the first act of it is very, very reminiscent of Les Mis in certain parts, the first act. And it did remind me of Les Mis without the powerful things. I remember watching the first 15 minutes of Les Mis when I first watched it at the theatre, and I'm thinking, what the hell's this like? But obviously I didn't think that with this. But it does have that sort of feel to it, and a couple of the songs have that sort of feel to it. The revolution, the sort of students, and all this sort of thing, reminiscent of that. The second act is a bit weaker in my opinion. I don't think the second act really is sort of fantastic. There's a couple of very poignant, very sad episodes in the second act, but it still didn't have the poignancy and the powerfulness to make me sort of, I don't mind shedding a tear at Les Mis. I'll admit to it. I've shed a tear or two at Les Miserables, some of the songs and some of the scenes, etc. I didn't sort of get to that stage with this Hamilton musical, but it's not quite as effective, certainly not as Les Mis to me anyway. I mean, would I go and watch the stage version? Yeah, I probably would at some stage. I wouldn't rush out. I mean, if someone said to me, you've got a choice, you can go and watch Wicked or Hamilton, I'd go and watch Wicked again. But if someone said you've got a choice of watching Les Mis or Hamilton, I'd probably watch Les Mis again. So, yeah, it's not, as I said, it's not up there with my top three, but it might be worth a watch further down the line once I've listened to it 2 or 3 times. I certainly won't be queued up for it just yet. So really, in conclusion, it is a good addition. It is a good addition to the genre. I mean, it is. I don't think it's worth the 9 out of 10s that it's getting. I don't think it's worth the 10 out of 10s that many people have given it. I think they've. Have they watched other musicals? I don't know, because I say there's nothing in this of any note that's any better than a multitude of musicals at the moment. But it is nice. It's good. It is a good addition to the genre, and as I said, it's certainly not revolutionary in any way to what's already out there. Although obviously revolution does take part in it, doesn't it? Let's say perhaps that's my old Brit in me coming out. I don't know, but to say it's a nice addition, and I enjoyed it, but it didn't knock me socks off, unfortunately. It just didn't knock me socks off and get me top. Certainly didn't get me top 5. It may snuck into me top 15 or something like that. So my little rating on Hamilton. I'm going to go 7 out of 10, which for me is quite good anyway. If you asked me to rate Wicked now, I'd probably say 9.5 out of 10. But I'm going to give Hamilton a 7 out of 10. And the poster, that poster there is different versions of that poster with different characters. There's one with the King George shape on it as well. I can't remember the word now, but the poster's rubbish. The poster's absolute rubbish. I'm going to give the poster 3 out of 10. I mean, the musical's far better than the poster, although I'd give the one with the silhouettes. That's it, the silhouette of King George. I would give that one probably a 5 out of 10. But pretty naff poster. If that's the basic poster that I'm seeing as a promotion anyway. So MGN rating for the film, for this play, for the theatre, stage production, 7 out of 10. For the poster, 3 out of 10. Please check all my links on screen. Let me know in the comments what you think of Hamilton and whether you think I'm being a bit mean to it or am I being okay. And say, if you don't like musical theatre, it certainly isn't going to drag you into to enjoy musical theatre. It's just one of those, you know what I mean? You're suddenly not going to go from disliking it to loving it because of this Hamilton, unfortunately. So, but if you do like musical theatre, you probably should enjoy elements of it. As I say, it's a good mishmash of nice tunes, but without anything really stand out. Please check my links on screen now. And if you're not really into Twitter, if you follow me on friend me on Facebook, I'll friend you back on there as well. I try and put all my stuff on Twitter and Facebook. And you can have a look at my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s and board games. Thumbs up to you. Much appreciated. Anyway, Hamilton. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad. I'm not going to go mad. Not bad. Enjoyable. You know, another 6 months' time, it might be my number one, but I doubt it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's all look after each other. Until we meet again on another little movie review or TV drama review or an information vlog, this is Bernard saying stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.